Hello and welcome.
Hello! 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 Hello!
Hello,
Frank
everyone.
Walker.
Not entirely sure if this is actually going to go up as a SomeCast, but hey, first impressions on Battlefield 5.
Feels like Battlefield 1 with a reskin, says Anton. Look, Mum, I'm on TV, says Anton.
Yeah, one of those was nearly an hour ago.
Yeah, well, that
It's
was
still
his
relevant.
thoughts.
So,
Relevant, Cameron?
in the event that this goes up, otherwise, for record's sake, we've got me, Cameron, Raymond, Luke, Anton, Graham, Mark, and Nick in here to talk about Battlefield 5.
Okay, yeah, but why do you make it sound like you're going to die between now and you trying to upload this video?
You never know.
We never know.
He may have just got cancer from.
Actually, no, hang on. I know how to give Cameron cancer. You ready?
Oh, God.
No, that's how to give every viewer we've ever had cancer. Thank you very much.
You say that, though, but the people down in Idaho like harmonicas.
Alright. So, does anybody want to start off with what their thoughts are so far?
Surprisingly playable. Battlefield 5 is surprisingly playable.
Do you mean as in a technical point, or
From a technical standpoint, I mean, yeah, it's buggy as fuck because that's beta, and the ragdoll is honestly hilarious. But,
Oh, that is great.
Yeah,
but
Ray
from a
Ball's fine.
technical
Keep it.
standpoint, my computer, being the worst computer out of everyone's here, did relatively well. I only had a couple of hang-ups there, and it was only when I was driving a vehicle. God, I nearly shot myself in the plane.
I wonder how much of that is beta versus beta, the like jitters that it gets occasionally, because even I was getting those every now and again.
Yeah, I definitely got hung up when I was driving the Ski-Doo thing, but that could have just been
Yeah, we don't
my
know.
poor driving.
Alright.
The other thing we had, of course, was our portable spawn point for the first match, Luke.
Thank you.
Well, he was portable until he became spawn point, then he was no longer portable.
I mean, you say that, but Anton was also our portable spawn point.
True, but he was getting dropped by the server constantly.
No, Anton was fine.
He was just in the water.
Anton
He was
can't point
just
out
too far
the
from
from the
point
living
to
due to
corner
the
trying to
realistic
do that.
ragdoll effects.
Yeah, the number of times I've walked around the corner and shot at it, it's like, that's actually a ragdoll.
Yeah.
Well,
We
you
can
can,
have, we can have the issue I had where Graham died in front of me and said, "Oh, kill that guy," but his body was a ragdoll in front of the dude, and I actually couldn't see him.
To be fair, I worked out I could shoot through allies at one point, because I'm pretty sure one of you walked in front of me while I was shooting, and I still killed the guy.
Wow.
Yeah, I was fairly confident of that. It's not hitting anyone at all.
Yeah.
Like, I threw a Molotov cocktail at Luke and it hit the ground quite easily.
Alright.
Trying to kill him, to free him from his...
So, outside of the technical problems, because it's a beta, got to give them some credit for that.
Yeah.
Gameplay.
I only played Medic. It sucks.
I admit I really like the medic.
Like, level 1 and 2 sucks ass.
yeah, but the medic
is-
does have unlimited medipacks, as I learned.
That you can heal
Yeah.
yourself with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you know, you can give it to
pass
other
them
people. Days had to
Oh,
be
you,
nearby.
you can't do that until level 3.
No,
No, but...
Or level
you
2,
could.
whatever it is.
It was
Level-
that... You thought it was an ammo pack, Raymond, but the ammo pack meant a supply pack.
Alright,
heal
cool.
pack.
So every time I pressed 3, nothing would come
no,
out.
No,
so...
no. You can only throw it if you're looking at someone that needs it,
Right.
is what I found out. Otherwise, it says you have 0 of it. You only get given 1 to throw if you are looking at someone that needs it.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
No, it
Bring
kind of
back
makes sense.
Battlefield 1.
It would. It's. I see the point of it, so that you can't just spam them everywhere and just cover an area with them.
Yeah, Assault used to be really bad in Battlefield 3 and stuff. Where,
Yeah. Well, I remember that happening a lot in 3 and 4.
yeah, Assault was just... Yeah, you'd have an Assault and a First Aid and they'd just spam. And you could just do your whole team with basically one of each. Yeah, it was interesting.
Kill mark.
Okay, does anybody want to get into what their thoughts were on it?
Well, from someone who hasn't played a lot of Battlefield games in the past, I found that game to be a lot to take in, and even in that last match when I was playing a sniper, I almost always got flanked because I didn't know where to look.
Yeah.
It is difficult to notice people from afar.
I think that's actually more nature of a Battlefield game, because most of the time, like, the maps have always been big with a lot of flanking points, and until you get familiar with the maps, that you've got no hope of knowing the paths people are going to take.
Yes,
Sniper classes were always tough, especially in conquest maps, which was basically all we played.
Yeah, so I think the two maps that we played, which are the only two available in the beta, actually no, maybe Sniper would have been better on the Grand Operations one, where there's a very definitive attacking and defending loop.
yeah, I
But
feel
you
like
need
I
to
should
find
try
high
that more
ground
there.
on that map.
In saying that,
The exception.
I never got to try the one from the defensive point of view. Defensive snipers in that one seem to be pretty good.
As a person
You
who's
disagree?
playing mainly Assault just then, oh, was that what it's called, Assault?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, running to a point, like, I just kept getting sniped. There was big open areas, I just kept getting sniped trying to get to it. Especially in that big city one.
Yeah, I have to admit, I haven't actually learned the technique of how to shoot where someone's running.
Also, yeah, Anton. We kind of fucked Anton over a lot of the times there in Rotterdam. Mark and I just going, oh look, Anton's alive. Boop! Spawn, instantly start shooting.
Yeah. That's why I tried to move away from like when Luke was trying to snipe,
Oh,
get Luke to back off a little bit, and then move away from Luke before firing. And then die instantly usually, but yeah.
But that's beside the point.
But if even if I die instantly and it pulls their attention away from Luke and he gets a couple of headshots, that's
Yeah, I mean, for a brief period I had the sniping down. I got 3 headshots in a row and I thought, oh yeah, I've got this. But then my skill
As it
curve
turned out,
went and plummeted after that. I could never then hit a single target for the next 20 or 30 shots.
yeah.
So I'm not a good sniper. I've learned that.
But it made you feel good when you actually hit someone.
Honestly, I felt great when I got 3 in a row. I thought to myself, holy shit, am I actually going to do well in this class? And then it just got worse.
Oh, so you
Is
guys
Sniper only bolt action, or do you get better guns?
There is like a semi-automatic one that reloads itself.
But you got to get level 5. I'm level 2.
I have to admit, I was leveling up faster as a medic than I was as any other class. In that one match, I went from level 1 to level 4.
Wow, that's actually impressive.
How was that for anyone who hadn't played Battlefield before, the whole not having all your inventory immediately, having your whole toolkit immediately?
What, you mean ammo and shit?
I mean, having to go pick up stuff.
No, I mean like you can't choose what weapon you want to run with. You have to play the game for long enough to unlock it all.
Oh, I didn't really care too much. You get your gun, whatever you get.
Honestly, I sort of thought that was a typical way a lot of these games work now.
That's not really a Battlefield only thing. Like the Call of Duty series, the Medal of Honor series, like basically your big 3 shooters from admittedly a decade ago now, when the 3 of them really got into their main position of power, all did it that way.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but COD...
Hold the presses. The loading bar for Battlefield 5 is a Pac-Man. Just Pac-Man.
I don't think it is, but anyway. Go on, Graham.
No. Yeah, so... Yeah, but you guys had all experienced that before with COD and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I sort of expected that going into it. So it didn't worry me, because obviously I knew for a fact that other people have been playing it for much longer than I have. So it didn't worry me, because realistically, if you have enough skill in the game, even the base level equipment can still make you beat someone who's been playing it for hours.
Well, admittedly, that's typically the way it's worked out, that either the first or the second gun you unlock is technically the best.
Hmm.
And it's... But like... I think Call of Duty 4 was the prime example of how they did that, and I think every game that's done the unlock progression system since then sort of picked up that idea that one of the early guns, if not the starting gun, is technically the best one.
Yeah, but the whole fact that you could upgrade your guns and literally make the bullets faster, that seemed a bit...
Yeah, well, I got into the perk system's throwing me off a bit, but that's been in Battlefield for a while now, and like in the past, it hasn't been a real problem, in my opinion, because most of the time the perks that you really need are the first ones that you pick up, and I don't know if this is a case of you can pick up a perk and then you're switching it out, because if you've got to choose between either faster aiming down iron sights or faster travelling bullets as an assault, which are the two examples we were talking about in game, then that's actually an interesting decision to have to make. But
It looked like they were just a progression system.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a progression the whole way down. The other thing, though, was that they weren't that expensive in terms of the points.
No.
So if the point system works the same way that it was there, then honestly I could see you picking up your main perks for whichever one of the... If you end up maining one of the 4 classes, I feel like you'll pick up the core part of that class really quickly.
Yeah, that makes sense. But... yeah, interesting. The perk system. To me, just not fully sold on it. Coming from playing Overwatch as my main shooter recently.
I think that's the thing. We've all gotten used to Overwatch. Like, there's nothing. Oh, sorry, Luke.
I was going to say, I can definitely agree with you there. In most situations where during our Battlefield just then, every time I basically got shot, I sort of thought to myself, there's a 50-50 chance I'll either duck and I'll survive, or I'm dead. Whereas I then kept thinking to myself at the time, if this was Overwatch, I'd have an ability right now that would guarantee me getting out of this alive.
Yeah, so I don't know how any of you guys felt, but like for that first 2 matches that we played, it was feeling weird, but by about the third one, I got to admit I was starting to feel, yep, this is still Battlefield. It's just been a while since I've played it.
Yeah, I can agree with you there.
I definitely started picking it up again in bursts anyway.
It might just be we haven't played that style of shooter in so long.
Yeah, we're all a bit rusty.
It's hard to say what feelings are about maps and modes are so far, because we've only been able to play 2 game modes and 2 maps.
Yeah, and to be fair, Conquest is probably the most...
Well, yeah, Conquest is basically the staple Battlefield game mode.
Yeah, I would have liked if there were maps with a bit more, bit higher spawn rate on vehicles and stuff.
I don't know, I found the spawn rate on the vehicles quite fine.
Yeah, our teams weren't dying as much.
Yeah,
like the old big...
I'm actually trying to look it up right now of what the list of game modes and maps that they're planning to actually launch with is, but I just can't find where I found it in the past.
I'm hoping that they kind of give us one of the... You guys at least Raymond and Cameron, do you guys remember the old big aircraft carrier map from Battlefield 3?
What do you mean by the big aircraft carrier map?
Oh, there's a couple of them where you had massive amounts of vehicles and it's basically everyone gets a vehicle.
Sort of, yeah. The really vehicle-heavy maps, is that what you mean?
They're like large conquest.
Okay, I have actually found it. So, if my understanding of this is correct, the short version is that there's 2 team deathmatch based modes. There are 3 conquest based modes. And then there are 3 other modes plus the grand campaign or what was it? The multi-day one.
Grand operations.
The grand operation, plus then there's the grand operation and the battle royale mode on top of that. So there will be 8 core game modes and But of that, it looks like there's a few of them that are just sort of deviations of them because they're listing Conquest and Conquest Assault as two separate game modes. So, yeah.
Raymond, how did you find the vehicle? Seeing as I believe you probably use them the most.
Planes are... Honestly, you need to increase your sensitivity on the planes.
Why is that?
It's, I had to lift my mouse off the mouse pad and reset it just to make a 180-degree turn.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I think there was
too
an
much.
option. I think there was the option in there somewhere about sensitivity, but yeah, that would take a little bit of
Definitely
practice
needs
with.
to be increased.
Yeah.
So you said earlier, were you actually able to shoot using in the aircraft and everything, or were you just ramming it into people?
No, you can fire it.
Of course you can fire it.
It's just left mouse click to fire if you're in the aircraft.
Ah, I see.
Or spacebar.
But as we found out from Toasty Sam, if you are in the air and directly nosedive into the ground, your plane blows up, but you survive.
Yeah. Apparently. Fucking
Yeah.
today I learned that you
Yeah,
can be
I
a
was-
complete waste of space and still be good at the game.
Yeah,
I mean, to
shot
be
down,
fair,
like,
I knew that to begin with.
I shot down like 3 planes and I didn't get kill credit, I don't think.
So you reckon if they get shot down in the sky, you still fall and you
Fucking-
don't die?
Fuck! Yeah.
Is that the case?
Is it an
Raymond?
extra life then? Is that
I'm
what
sorry,
you
what?
what you consider it?
Was that the case? I'm not
What?
sure if I actually got you out of the sky
Once.
once.
Did you die in the plane?
I jumped out of the plane
Yeah.
Yeah, and you parachute down.
because it
do you?
doesn't insta-kill me.
No.
Oh.
No, I was shooting you with flak, so it's not like it was a direct shot. It was just blowing the plane apart.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like if you destroy the plane in the air, it should kill whoever's in it.
No, that's been a common thing.
Trust
in
me, if you
Battlefield for a
destroy
long
tanks,
time.
you die.
Oh, I suspect tanks as much, yeah. You see, Mark, tanks aren't in the air.
And like,
Yeah.
everyone was inside the tank driving, and I was always the one on the outside. So people just like shoot me, and then the person inside could just go on and do their own thing, and they didn't die.
Luke, I think it's that mostly they probably have jumped out just before.
Ah,
It's
so you think
blown
it's
up.
like a preemptive evacuation that just guarantees that you'll survive it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like if the plane's too damaged and you've got the kill credit, it might still not have hit the ground, so you haven't destroyed it yet.
Ah.
No
Well, that's
longer
interesting.
usable, but yeah, it's still alive.
If you jump out in the air, do you get a parachute?
Raymond?
How
Apologies,
far
I
were you,
nearly got set on fire.
that's right. How far were you off the ground when you got shot down? And
Not too far. By the time I
Okay.
jumped out of the plane, I was in the water.
Well,
you're in the water. Okay, that's probably not a very good example.
I don't know if anybody's ever come across a Battlefield game to date that hasn't allowed parachuting.
Yeah.
They've always got a parachute.
Yeah.
It's pretty much standard.
As Anton has just said, I don't know about physics, but people generally die when they ram a plane into the ground at 450 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah, I'd
ridiculous.
agree.
So
But
that would
again,
be- that
he
would
might have
just
jumped
been-
out.
Yeah, that would have been he would have jumped out and technically parachuted in time. Like, seen that happen
Yeah.
plenty in the previous games.
Oh yeah, lots. I remember some of the tricking in like 4 and 3 where people used to jump out of planes, rocket launch, and bloody jump back into their planes.
Yeah, well, actually, I remember people doing that even back in 1942.
Yeah. Tricking got a bit crazy.
Yeah. Alright. Just knowing that this is basically 20 minutes in at the moment, so let's just... final thoughts, basically. I'm actually liking it so far, but that might just be I'm eager for an older style first-person shooter, so I don't know how much I'm keen on Battlefield, or it's just on this particular Battlefield, or if this is just I haven't played this game for a while, so I'm really enjoying going back to it. So probably want to dabble a little bit more into it over the next couple of days, just to try and work out which way that feeling actually is. Shall we just go down the list?
Let's go
Raymond?
down.
Hey.
Final thoughts, yay, nay?
I'm happy I can play it. The guns feel like they're actually proper guns. I'm not just shooting a plastic toy rifle like it feels like in Call of Duty. Yeah, I like it. And I wouldn't mind buying it. So far. I don't know. I'm sitting on the fence at the moment. I like it, but I don't love it.
I think there's going to need to be a little bit, like as I said, I think needs a little bit more gameplay over this course, and a little bit more idea of what's not in the beta that's coming later, like coming in the actual release, to really make that call of if it's a buy-in.
Yeah, the thing I was questioning is there was roles for each of the different people. Like, could you actually change your role? Like, could you not be a grenadier if you're an assault, and could you do something else?
That might just be more description purpose. I don't know. Maybe you can further down the line.
Yeah.
All right. Continuing down the list, Luke.
My thoughts are I haven't played this sort of game in a very long time, so my first thoughts after playing it is it wasn't fully my cup of tea. But in saying that, I haven't really given it enough of a play, as you've said, to really justify whether or not I say yes or no to it. I think if I build up my rank a little bit in the game, experience a bit more of what the high level of play, slightly higher anyway, is while the beta's on, I think I'll be able to say yes or no. At this point, I'm probably leaning toward no as a long term, but in saying that, if when it comes out and the bugs are all fixed, maybe I'll give it a shot. So on the fence.
What Anton's just written is, and I'll just read it verbatim, it's the kind of game I would probably have fun with once the bugs are squashed and have an roughly 8-person pre-made team to play with. But as far as FPS goes, it's not exactly my cup of tea. I would prefer something like Halo and Overwatch over it. I think the main point that I'm going with there is that it's, again, this is coming. We played so much Overwatch recently that it's awkward coming back to a game where the default party size is 4. Like the party size limitation is 4. Like, I know it's been standard for the Battlefield series for a long time, but yeah, it really
used to be able to. I think you used to be able to over squad, like multiple squads in the same group.
Well, I think they took that. I do remember them taking that out at one point because basically it was playing havoc with team balance. The balance system just could not get balanced games once you started putting too many people locked into a group together.
Yeah, that's true.
I do see the point there. Anyway, Graham, do you want to give us your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm a bit on the fence. I'm kind of like Raymond. I was having fun in fits and spurts. There was a few, the sniping was just a bit one shot, holy crap, I'd love a kill cam. So I could see, oh yeah, that's a fair shot, or not. What the hell wizardry was that?
I miss kill cam.
Yeah, kill cam, I think would improve my experience a massive amount. But yeah, when it was all going good and there wasn't any random stuff and I was dying to people I could see, I was pretty happy.
Mark?
Got it here, folks. Graham likes it when he dies.
I'm not sure how much you can hear me. Everyone's sounding like a robot at the moment.
You're fine.
You're coming through fine.
Yeah.
You're okay.
Yeah, same as everyone else. Basically, it's not a game that I've played recently. I would love a game where if someone tries to res me as a medic, I don't crash.
Yeah, that was irritating.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
just, I haven't
personal
really
thing.
gotten used to it, and just so many buttons to learn, and yeah, something you got to keep playing, I guess. I think it's classified patient gamer, what I am. Basically, I don't really buy anything until like a year after it's been out, so
Yeah, that sounds about right.
yeah, I'm not overly fussed about paying like $100 for a brand new game, but if there's a group of people, I'd probably play.
Yeah. Nick?
Yeah, like same as what Mark was saying. If I think like I'm enjoying it, but I think like I'm not sure how many maps there are with the beta, but you know, obviously 3 maps.
The beta's only got 2 maps and two game modes.
Yeah.
Just reading out it at release, there will be 10 maps on all on the 8 main game modes, plus the grand campaign or grand operation, plus the battle royale, and then there will also be the co-op versus AI mode that will be on separate maps to those.
Yeah. I feel like the game will probably be a lot more fun when I actually unlock more weapons and aren't just limited to just like 1 or 2 topic gun, because it feels like when you've only got 4, like we've only got 4 classes to pick from and effectively 1 gun for each. It feels really like it doesn't feel like you got much ability to be different. You basically just run around. There's 4 of you, all pick assault and just go and kill people in deathmatch.
Oh, I hate the medic gun.
Or you go sniper and try your best at
irritating.
thinking if you can or can't shoot someone, which at the moment I can't.
Yeah.
So I feel like, but then again, most of that just comes down to practice. If I played enough of it, I'd probably get it.
At this point, I won't be looking to buy this when it's out. I cannot justify the price, and the fact that this is an EA game certainly doesn't help. The loot box fiasco earlier this year is still pretty fresh to me.
I
Oh,
don't think that bit was whisper.
Yeah.
Brackets don't
That
mean
was-
whisper.
That was Anton's take on
Yeah.
But in
his final
summary,
thoughts.
in summary, yeah, Cameron, I would be interested in buying it. Maybe not at like $100, but again, if we actually end up enjoying it towards the end of this period, I think I could probably consider it.
I think the underlying thing here is that we know that there's the big 2 coming out of the new Battlefield and the new Call of Duty, and I know I've talked to Graham. Graham brought this up separately, and I know I've mentioned it a bit. There's also talk of World War III being a major contender this year,
As in literally, or a game?
as in the game World War III.
Game.
Okay, cool.
You get a
It's
plane, right?
meant to be Battlefield style game.
Yeah, it like from everything I've seen so
With
far, it feels
vehicles.
like an older school Battlefield. Well, it looks like an older school Battlefield at least.
Yeah, but it's not 2142.
No, that's a real pity. When is 2143 coming out? I think the reality of the situation is that if we're going to go to the style of shooter, we're only going to play one, and we haven't tried the other 2 so far. But my opinion, at least, is that the beta is showing that this is. I wouldn't disqualify this from the beta, personally. I think the beta is showing that this is a reasonable contender.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry guys, I'd just like to throw something in with Luke and Mark and Nick's comments where they said they buy games later. There's a real problem with that with the Battlefield series, in that because it's a yearly game and because it's so high population to have a game, if you buy it a year later, you don't get anywhere near the same experience.
That's a trap.
The servers are empty.
That's the trap people have fallen into a lot, and that's not just a Battlefield problem; it's a Call of Duty problem as well. It's basically all of the main FPS series is that.
Yeah.
That's
It's
the
like trying
difficulty.
to raid in Legion right now.
They're essentially yearly turnovers, and if you're not keeping up, then the player base just moves on, and you've got no one to play with.
Yeah, but I guess in what Mark and I was saying is that the difficulty is if no one else likes the game from our like immediate group of friends, there's not much point in buying it.
I think that's the underlying factor. We probably need to discuss as a group whether or not, at a later date, whether or not this is the one that we decide as a group we want to jump on.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, it's basically got to be all in or no. Well, not all in, but at least most in, or no point really going in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe there is another round of Call of Duty beta coming up, so maybe we jump on that when it comes up. Yeah, just keep an eye out on what the other options are. Anyway, any last comments before we wrap up the recording? Because this is actually at the half-hour mark now.
Really? Fucking hell. No?
No, it's
No,
pretty
not
wrapped
really.
up.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, at the very least, we will wrap up the recordings, guys. Not sure if we're going to end up uploading this as a SomeCast, but if we do, thanks for watching. Mute Raymond now, eh? There we are. There we go.